cleaned up the shop a little bit. Now I'm going to make it dirty. We're going to take these cabinets and we're going to turn it into something like this that costs $2,000 plus. And maybe just buy something for the top because I don't think I have anything that long. I'm going to start by cutting the top, which is at the bottom. It's upside down because otherwise it's going to be too tall with legs. See how that works out.
Wender took the doors off and cut the top off the first cabinet, did the same to the second, and then reinforced the tops of both cabinets with screws.
So right now it's cut. This will be the bottom. I'm going to build a frame to go around here, and I want square legs to come out here, middle, and there in order to keep it budget friendly. This is a crate that my mirror came in when the movers moved us. I'm going to take these sides, make it the frame. I'm just winging this, and probably every time I cut to a different clip, I'm going to have a completely different plan. My plan was to make a frame all the way around, but then it's going to end up too tall. We don't want to add too much height. So I'm connecting these guys together using these scrap woods. And we decided we're going to go round legs. What happened was we found a bunch of these at our favorite store, Black Friday. You can Google Black Friday El Paso and you'll see, but they're too long. So I created this little jig here where I can screw the leg into it and, cut them all the same length and also keep them square to the ground. I was worried because if I just put it down on the top saw like this and I cut it, once I put it on the ground, the leg would actually sit a little bit like this.
Wender drilled holes in the bottom of the cabinets for the hanger bolts, added glue to the top of the legs, and screwed them on from the inside of the cabinet.
She's in one piece. I've got some legs. Now we're just going to make it look pretty and then figure out what kind of top we're going to put in here. I did put screws all in here. Keep it as one. Now I'm going to use Bondo to try to make this not look like trash. I applied some Bondo to areas that I kind of want to blend in more. Mainly the sides because it's straight up plywood. So hopefully with some sanding, it'll smooth out. And then back here, I just decided to put a little support here for the countertop. Next day here on this project, built all of it with things we had, minus I did have to get a countertop of $42 all in all. Not bad for this big thing. There was just an addition here from the boss. We're gonna put this mirror over it, but not with that frame. It's all sanded. This is pretty much ready for paint. And also these doors, we're gonna switch the handles. So cover these up with some Bondo, sanded them, ready to roll. Now this countertop's gonna go in. It's gonna be flush with the edges for a modern look, I think. And I'm gonna try to cut that up. Okay, quick update. I put in these L brackets to hold the top in. Again, just using stuff I had laying around. I had a few of these little ones. These are 2x4 framing brackets that I had left over from when I built the bathroom in our other house. I put some glue all around the edge. Now I'm going to install that guy. After that's in, I'm going to Bondo the edges. When it's sanded and painted, it'll look like a pretty even gap, kind of like I want it to look like this at the end of the day. Nice and smooth. I marked the left and the right side so I knew where they were. Now I'm going to try to do this and not smear glue everywhere.
Oh, wow. I want to eat some pretzel bites.
Let's do it.
Look at this.
Stupid screws.
I didn't realize there was only 4.
Yeah, you can eat them if you want.
Don't want them?
I mean, it's not enough for like 2 people to eat, so.
And you can have 2 of them. And meatballs. They love.
Yeah, there you go. I can have meatball. All right, bundles in, so let it dry. Take a quick meatball break. Here we go, sanded and masked. These guys are ready to prime. Let's do it. All right, we're here in the paint shop, previously known as the wood shop. Paint has taken over the whole place. Almost done painting. This one's painted. Polyacrylic, 1 coat. Do a little light sanding. So don't shake your polyacrylic cans because you get little bubbles. It's easy to sand, but it's also easy to not shake the can. These have 2 coats, but it's black, so it's like really tough to get the corners. So we're gonna do a 3rd coat. Polyacrylic, polyacrylic. Ready to put these doors on?
Mm-hmm.
Is it done?
It's nice. Now build me a mirror.
I'm gonna attempt to make a frame for that using these leftover oak trim. I think these pieces used to be the top trim on these cabinets. Yeah, so let's get to it. All right, let's take a look at this thing. So it looks like it's just a piece of cardboard maybe behind the mirror. So I think I'm gonna remove the mirror, keep all this backing, and essentially just make a frame. Same exact size, just with different materials. Well, that's the end of that project. Come to find out, this is glued in here. Try to run a knife, real easy, but can't bondo this one. Whoopsies.
These mirrors we found on Facebook Marketplace, $35 each. And this thing, as you can see, is huge. And the best part about it is the mirror is not glued to the backing.
It's good for me.
Yes. Let's look at the back of it so we can explain. I'm happy it's not that heavy.
All right, so we'll start with not breaking it. Yeah, so these are just stapled to the edge of the trim. So I'm going to pull all these staples carefully. I'm going to reuse this entire setup here for the new mirror since it's already here and I don't know anything about mirrors. We'll use these brackets as well.
You could even use like the mounting hardware.
I'm going to use all of its hardware.
Nice. What a good find.
Mm-hmm.
Those look really dirty inside.
I don't even know. I just can't do it.
You get more stuff in your eyes by putting those on.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Let's cut this thing. Fresh 45. Cut another 45. I'm going to drill a hole right underneath, and then I'm going to screw it in from here. This is the side. You won't even see the screw. And then on the top as well. I'm going to put wood glue right after I pre-drill. I have some L brackets that I'm going to end up putting in here, but we'll put those in after, so I'm not moving it around.
Wender just finished building the frame for the mirror. So pretty. We wanted to figure out placement on the wall before we put the mirror in its frame.
It seems like it's not centered, is it? On the sideboard? Sideboard's a little to the left,
Yeah.
that's a little to the right. Are we gonna both lift it up?
Yeah, absolutely yes. Alright, ready? Oh, stop dancing. Oh my god. Good girl. This was on there, so I'm trying to just kind of duplicate.
It has staples all around it now.
Alright, you lean down my face. This is a good amount to
You can't curl it?
little bitty screw in there. I think I can like
You don't have
super
little
glue it.
baby nails?
Come on.
Or screws? I know.
I only got a little bit split the difference there.
Seems good.
It's good.
I think.
That was exactly how it was on the wall. And then I have a piece. Stays here.
This is the mirror in its new frame.
These are the trim pieces that we cut 45 and glued them together. You can see on the top here where I said I was going to put that screw, and then we covered it. But essentially, when it goes up on the wall, you can't see. That's why I didn't glue this outside, because it's more visible. Plus, this trim has been around, right? So it's got defects, and we didn't want it to look new. I stole most of the hardware from the other mirror, so you can see I used the brackets. I used the mounting bracket. That thing that was on there, I stole that too. I made this groove in here for the mirror to fit, and I cut it too wide. I needed to move the mirror up, so I put these little plastic blocks right here. I glued those pieces, and then I put these little, they're like mirror mounting brackets all around to suck the mirror in. Now, as far as the rabbiting, it was obviously too wide. I wish I filmed it, but I was kind of in the zone. And I'll go show you with the different piece of wood. It's easier.
Okay.
But let's go do a little class.
All right.
Here's a piece of trim like we had for the mirror. I need to carve out a little space right in here like this, and then cut this off so the mirror can sit in this and be flush with the outside as opposed to like sticking out. If you don't have a table saw, then none of this is gonna make sense, but you just raise the blade up to this height. So whatever this is, let's say 1/2 inch, and then you run this piece on the table saw. So now you've made a cut all the way down here, and then you flip the board this way, you measure this height, and you lower the blade to, let's say this is 3/8, and then you run the board this way, and this whole piece gets cut out, and you're left with a little rabbit all the way around that you can put your mirror in.
Thank you
Yes.
for the lesson. Appreciate it. I can't wait to put it up on the wall. It's gonna be so pretty.
I can't believe this was old trim.
I know. Not bad for some free wood. $35 Facebook Marketplace mirror and like 30 hours of structure.
Only took 2, maybe 3 years out of the end of my life to stress.
Small price.
Babe, try to get a nice video of the mirror. As punishment for breaking my mirror, Wender is making me some cutting boards. Some vintage.
Yeah, these are gonna be vintage. This came from a ship.
These were some of the cutting board inspiration pictures from my Pinterest board. We drew these shapes freehand based on our inspiration pictures. As you might have guessed, this wood did not come from a ship. They were from a drawer face, a shelf, and the side of one of our cabinets. Wender's going to cut these out with the jigsaw after he plugs it in. To distress these and make them look like they'd been through wear and tear, we dug in with the sander in random areas, made sure to round over any of the sharp edges, and Wender hit them with different tools to make gouges. He loved this step and got a little carried away. His split in half, so he glued it back together and clamped it to dry before sanding.
Just grafting it up.
Yes.
Oh yeah. You gonna cut it with the jigsaw? You got this.
Start it like here.
Now put it up here, like don't push the button, just kind of brace it where you're gonna start. Don't be touching the wood, so go a little bit back from the wood with this. Like yeah. Then start it, let it run, and then just go slow.
I need all these things. That's bad.
I mean, you want that though, right? For your antique looks.
I mean, not really. I'm gonna sand it all off.
Okay. First cut.
I was very nervous, but
That. Now I'm out of a job.
we'll find something for
Good
you
job.
to do. It's way too light. I love water-based things though, because you can do this. The oil-based you can't.
Put like oil in there.
The other good thing is like you can layer it like I did with the big board. We can always come back and add more.
We made these cutting boards for decoration only. If we had planned to use them for food, staining would not be an option. Since stains contain toxic dyes and pigments, we'd only be able to seal the raw wood with a food-grade oil.
We're going to talk a little bit about toe stick holes. Some people might call it
Toe kick.
toe stick holes.
So a toe kick
Toe kick.
is basically a 3 to 4 inch space underneath your cabinets where your foot goes when you walk up to your cabinet, so you don't stub your toe and you also don't damage your cabinets. We wanted to add furniture feet on the ends of a couple of sections of our cabinets to make them basically look like it's a separate furniture piece.
Yes. This detail matches so perfect with everything else. Why not make them into feet?
So everything just blends and looks all pretty, right?
This was our basic process. I started by taking one of these cabinet doors and removing all the hardware. I had to remove this cove detail right here at the top with the miter saw. Then I removed the sides with a table saw.
After removing the first side, Wender brought the piece back to the miter saw to cut into a more manageable size before removing the remaining sides.
Once the edges were square, I found the center of the door and chopped it in half.
This gave him two same-sized pieces that mirrored each other.
Since the inner panel was floating, it came right off after I cut it in half.
He measured to find the exact height of the toe kick, cut the feet to size, and dry fit to be sure before assembling them. You can see here that the cabinet sticks out from the wall. To close that in, he cut a small block from scrap wood and followed the same measuring and fitting process.
To assemble the legs, I used a combination of wood glue and CA glue. The CA glue is essentially a super glue. It dries in about 10 to 15 seconds when you use the accelerator spray. The benefit of this is it acts as a temporary clamp and prevents from having to wait for the wood glue to dry before you can use the piece.
After assembling the remaining feet, he'll be filling any gaps with plastic wood.
I also use it to coat the end grain. I like using this product because it goes from pink to beige when it's dry, so you know when it's ready to sand.
Look at these beauties. He sanded the feet off camera and they're ready to install.
Now that everything's flush and square, we're ready to screw them into place permanently.
You can see here that I've painted the toe kick black, so it disappears behind the new feet. These are the feet after I've painted them with our cabinet paint.
You're also getting a sneak peek at our painted cabinets. To see the entire process, check out our full kitchen Reno series. All right, here we go. Just do the slide. Just talk about stuff. So I used wood glue and I also used the thing that dries real fast. CA. It's a quick acting glue that sticks it together real quick, so you get I used wood glue and CA glue. CA glue, you know, wood glue. Maybe I'll use some of that. So we're gonna be working on toe stick holes. Also known.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so today we're going to be working on... No, you say it first. You say the thing, right? You want to do it from the top?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
CA glue, which is just a quick fat. And CA
Fast,
glue,
very
which
fast.
is a
It's a fat.
fast. So I used wood glue. No, you didn't.
Okay, ready?
Sorry.
Sorry, I want to flip out. So, yeah, so what a toe kick is it is a toe goes into where your
Cabinet also has an adjacent side block. Adjacent. Has an adjacent side.
Stop it. Not using this inner panel. Into the original toe kick. You're getting me all confused. That way it would be flush. Okay, I think it's good, right?
I nailed it.